Watch out. Trap there.
I'll get on it.
Watch out. Trap.
Try again. Damn.
You like it?
I'll get on it.
Gosh, Zebran is reminding me why I enjoy playing a rogue. At least in this game. In other games, well, it depends.
This won't take long.
Like, I enjoy playing a rogue in this game far more than I do in, say, WoW.
Fucking horrors, I rip you apart!
Got him. Watch out. Trap. This won't take long.
Darkspawn. Kill them all. Got it. I'll get on it. The massacre! And no one's getting out alive!
An ancient talk spawn.
This'll be
The Topsider's Blade. You have found all the pieces of the Topsider's sword. Return to his corpse may bring him some peace. The Topsider's final resting place is in the caves east of the Orton Tig. Interesting. We may have to head back there to finish this up at some point.
got it.
It's your time to die!
Let's see what you're made of.
We'll be born together.
No.
Now's better than later. Got it. All right.
I think I gotta go back this way. It's my Diablo 3 instincts kicking in, going, nope, nope, that's the way I'm supposed to go. Go the other way. Yeah, areas like this can be so rough on harder difficulties.
Can I get you a ladder so you can get off my back?
Genlock Forge Master.
All right, all right.
Forge Master's Hammer.
Twisted creatures.
Glorious again.
Hating that was.
Ugh. So, you notice this? There, over there.
Got it.
Yeah, things are gonna get a little bit more gross and disgusting the rest of this area going forward. Just giving you a heads up. You know what's coming up later. Yeah. So, can I take a moment to talk about something? Now, I may not be someone who is actually into things like, say, horror, you know. I'm not really into that kind of stuff. That's not really something that appeals to me. I don't really enjoy that. I don't like being scared, but I also don't like being grossed out. I'm not that much of a fan. I'm not really a fan of gore. It's something that really kind of bothers me at times, especially depending on how overt or grotesque and over the top and just outright disgusting it can be. I know some people are into it. I'm not. However, the thing is, there's also a couple of different kinds of horror that I think, well, I'm not exactly an expert, but to serve this point of what I'm talking about here, there's the kind of horror that they show of this kind of stuff happening on camera, like the actual gross, disgusting gore stuff. Say, the later Saw movies, as an example. There's a reason people refer to the later Saw movies, not the early ones, but the later ones, as gore porn. That's kind of the term that they use to describe it. Sorry if that's a little crude, but it's mainly the terminology they use to kind of describe what type of movies those became later on. Whereas early on, especially the first one, it was actually really kind of cool, mysterious, and it really held back on some of the gore compared to later on. But they showed quite a bit of it on camera, which is where some of the gross, kind of like, disgusting part of it that turned me off. And then there's the type of horror that they do off camera, the stuff that they imply, the insinuations, where perhaps you see the aftermath, or you just hear it as it happens. You don't see it, but you hear it. And these are the kind of things I actually prefer. I actually kind of think that sometimes the things you don't show visually on camera, that you just simply see the aftermath of, or the implications of it, can sometimes be even more terrifying than if you actually saw it. And this is actually kind of one of those things. We're about to kind of learn about something that's very horrible and just, it's absolutely terrifying and just gross and disgusting. And the thing I like, though, is that none of it is shown on camera. It's all implied and told about, but there's a lot of off-camera implication here about what happened, and I think it's actually handled well. Now, yes, we do get to actually see the result because we fight it, but we're just told about it, about how it happened, how it came to be, and it is terrifying. So, yeah. Some of this stuff here is part of the, implication of this is what happened. And then we kind of see some of the aftermath stuff. Some of the visuals can be very disturbing. That's kind of a disturbing image right there. This right here, but, yeah. Some of these things here can be disturbing imagery, but not too much. Not compared to what we encounter. Plus, it would be even worse if they actually showed it to us on camera actually happening.
First day they come and catch everyone.
Yeah.
I'll get on it.
These... Ugh.
Second day, they beat us and eat some from meat. Fifth day they return, and it's another girl's turn. Sixth day, her screams we hear in our dreams. Seventh day, she grew as in her mouth they spew.
So... we're learning about what the Darkspawn do to females. And it doesn't matter what race or whatever. This is what they do to females, because we were kind of wondering, how do the Darkspawn have so many numbers? How do the Darkspawn reproduce? How do they become such a large force? Well, this is one of the reasons how. And it's very, very disturbing.
Eighth day we hated as she is violated.
Shall we?
Can I get you a ladder so you can get off my back?
Ninth day she grins and devours her kin. Now she does feast, as she's become the beast.
Now's better than later.
First day they come and catch everyone. Second day, they beat us and eat some from meat. Third day, the men are all gnawed on again. 4th day, we wait and fear for our fate. 5th day, they return, and it's another girl's turn. 6th day, her screams we hear in our dreams. 7th day, she grew as in her mouth they spew. 8th day, we hated as she is violated. 9th day, she grins and devours her kin. Now she does feast as she's become the beast. 1st day, they come.
9 days.
Everyone. 2nd
9
day,
days.
and eat some from meat. 3rd day, the men are all gnawed on again. 4th day, we wait and fear for our fate. 5th day, they return, and it's another girl's turn. 6th day, her screams we hear in our dreams.
I'll
7th day, she
let me talk to her first, and then I'll comment on this. Hi, Hespeth. Don't worry. She kills herself after this.
Human? Bland and unlikely. Feeding time brings only kin and clan. I am cruel to myself. You are a dream of strangers' faces and open doors.
So, couple of things. One, that way she just, that, I guess, poem she recited, if you want to call that a poem, that's one of the things I was talking about. That is, we don't have to visually see what she's talking about. Just her telling us that is enough to just, I don't know about you, but that's terrifying. Listening to her just tell us about how the day-to-day process of what they do to the females they capture. What the Darkspawn do to the females. And this is what's happening to Hespeth as well. You can see it on her face, and you can see it in her body language. Examine her closely. She appears to be suffering from a high fever. Her skin is pale, and she is covered in dark blotches.
1st day they come and catch everyone.
Yeah, we don't need to visually see this in action. Her telling us this is enough. And I think that's one of the things, that's why this segment is kind of terrifying, just from this alone. This is horror in a way that I can not be completely grossed out or terrified by and still like it and appreciate how it's handled. What is that chant?
It's what I've seen. What I will become. I force it into verse, so it is fantasy. Unreal. That's the only place I can hide. Because they make me. They make me eat. And then, all I could do was wish Laren went first. I wished it upon her so that I would be spared. But I had to watch. I had to see the change. How do you endure that? How did Branka endure?
Yeah, Branka allowed this. She allowed this to happen. You know why? Because she wanted fodder to throw at the gauntlet of traps that Carradine set to prevent anyone from getting to the anvil. She wanted to just keep tossing things at traps to try and say get rid of them to make her way to the anvil. And the way she decided to do that was to allow the people in her party to become Darkspawn. And even worse, she allowed the women in her party, well, you can see what's happening to Hespeth and what she is talking about. This is why many have said that they think Branka might be the most evil character in all of Dragon Age. Like, seriously, what Branka did here to her family, allowing this to happen and the lengths that she's willing to go, and we'll see and hear how she talks about this when we encounter her, where she doesn't even seem like she's fazed by this. And what kind of person do you have to become or be to allow some of this to happen and have it not faze you. What she did here was monstrous. Just look at Hespeth. What's happening to her. And just wait till you see the other one that she was talking about. She mentioned Farron, the one that she hoped would go first. We're going to meet her. And she's changed. Are you from Bronca's house?
Do not talk of Bronca, of what she did. Ancestors preserve us. Forgive me. I was her captain, and I didn't stop her. Her lover, and I could not turn her. Forgive her. But no, she cannot be forgiven. Not for what she did. Not for what she has become.
What did she do, Hespeth? What did Bronca do?
I will not speak of her, of what she did, of what we have become. I will not turn. I will not become what I have seen. Not Laren, not Bronca.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure all this is meat that they were forcing her and the other females to eat. Why? Well, you'll see. Little warning in case you get a little squeamish. Yeah, it's pretty gross.
Can I get you a ladder so you can get off my back?
It's also a pretty rough boss fight.
Became obsessed. That is the word, but it is not strong enough. Blessed stone, there was nothing left in her but the anvil.
Yep. Nothing left but the anvil.
Into these blasted things. You get no mercy from me!
We tried to escape, but they found us. They took us all, turned us.
Key required.
Got it.
Broodmother.
Ha!
I thought it would have fallen into dust by now.
That's right. How do I do this?
Can I get you a ladder so you can get off my back?
The helm and the key. Alright, Ogren. Let's give you the full Legion set. There we go. Pretty sweet looking armor. I love this armor.
Another battle, I see.
I hope I don't get blood all over me again.
The men, they kill. They're merciful. But the women, they want to touch, to mold, to change until you are filled with them.
fleshy sack.
They took Laren. They made her eat the others, our friends. She tore off her husband's face and drank his blood.
Again, we don't have to visually see this. They don't have to visually show it to us to get across how horrifying that is. Her telling us this is enough, and I like that. I appreciate that kind of just horrifying storytelling. That's... ugh.
And while she ate, she grew. She swelled and turned gray, and she smelled like them. They remade her in their image. Then she made more of them.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, how they reproduce.
Broodmother.
Yep. PG-13 warning. Just a heads up. That is what the Darkspawn do to females.
Twisted.
Yeah.
Creatures. You're gonna regret this! The music! Time to dance!
That's where they come from. That's why they hate us. That's why they need us. That's why they take us. That's why they feed us. But the true abomination is not that it occurred, but that it was allowed. Branka, my love. The stone has punished me, dream friend. I am dying of something worse than death. Betrayal.
And then Hespeth goes and commits suicide because, well, if you were going to become something like this, wouldn't you rather die than become something as horrible as this? Like I said, I was able to, of course, you know, I'm cheating through this, but on a normal run and on higher difficulties, this fight is really rough with the tentacles and the Darkspawn ads spawning, and this thing hits pretty hard. So yeah, it's a pretty rough fight. Alright, so Anvil of the Void. Before we do that, though, let's go back to Orton Tig. I want to go see if I can find this final resting place. There's Ruck's cave. Ah, there it is.
So, Antiva. Wonderful place. Full of Antivans.
Ogren, if you want to bet me, you have only to ask.
What? Draw your weapon and say that again.
I jest, my foul-smelling friend. You are only slightly less attractive to me than a slime-filled pool of swamp water.
Better be.
You have my oath.
Bloody Antevans.
The Topsider's Honor. The sword has been reconstructed after returning the pieces to his remains. Okay. When we return, we will be heading off to find the Anvil of the Void. Stay tuned.